What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are going to talk about a little bit of a different video today. I'm going to go over some coins that I am personally invested in, that I have interest in investing in. These are not all the coins that I have interest in, but some of them that are kind of catching my eye right now, that if I was to put money in anything, I would. What better coin to talk about than Compound, because I've actually just made another purchase today with that in mind. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. All of these coins could go to zero, and you could lose everything that you ever worked for by investing in them. So don't take my advice, and none of this is advice to begin with. I'm just doing technical analytics and providing statistically backed assumptions as to where the price may or may not go. And with that, let's get into this. We're going to talk about a bunch of different coins. So I'm not going to go over the list. I'm just going to kind of go with it as it comes to me, I guess. Compound first in mind, because I did make a purchase today with Compound. Being at 59.25, my purchase was at 59.41. The reason why I bought at 59.41 was because I missed this. I missed this move down. I thought I set up a buy order for $57. I literally, that's where I put my buy. I was going to put my buy order, but apparently I didn't. It went down to 56.97. So maybe that price wouldn't have hit because I would have had a solid buy order down there. Maybe it would have. I don't know. Doesn't look like a lot of. I wonder if we can do the math here. Let's just see real quick. It would have hit. Yeah, it would have hit. Probably. Well, hold on. That's the low point. That's in a 4-hour. Let's look at the 5-minute. Come on now, do your count. Okay, that's where most of the volume came in. It would have hit, I think. I gotta go to the 1 minute now, man. Come on. Yeah, it would have hit. Damn. No, it wouldn't have hit. Oh wow. No, because there's only a little bit. Yeah, I had a bigger order, so it wouldn't have actually hit. It would have maybe gotten a partial fill. But regardless of that, man. Regardless of that. Yes, I saw this move down. I got excited. I thought, oh, I missed my chance to buy $2 lower. So I'm like, I'm just going to buy here at 59.41. I very much think Compound wants to break out. I want to go back out to this monthly look, actually. You can just see it, man. You can see how very bullish this trend is. Yes, he had a big old wick in the middle there. It's a bad wick. It's okay, though. Ignore it. We call that a scam wick, okay? It's not even a scam wick. Technically, it's a double bottom. It's a slightly lower low, but if you look at this line, that wick can go away. Just look at how this structure of this accumulation phase is. It looks like an ascending triangle. If it's not an ascending triangle, it's nonetheless some kind of accumulation range right here, of which you've been flirting with the top for the last 3 months now, for a quarter of a year. 8 days left, 9 days left. It'll be 3 months and 9 days. You're going to break out soon, right? We just saw a coin do this recently. Going to Jasmine. This is not a coin that I'm interested in or invested in, but I shouldn't say interested in. It does look interesting, but you can see here, I'm just probably not going to put money into it myself. I think I missed the train on this one already. Here it is, accumulation range, boom, breaking out. You're already up 140% this month. It doesn't even look significant. It'll probably end up growing more and more and more as time goes on. But that's kind of like something, comparing it to Compound here. If you could go back in time before the breakout while you're still in this accumulation range, that's what Compound is. It's going to have its month where it pumps over 100%, over 400%. Who knows? And yes, I said 400% realistically, not even just saying that to say that, like, very much. I don't say anything to just say it, man, unless it's like weird little quirks from my own habitual language processing. I don't know, like that. 300% growth, around 300% growth from the current prices is the minimum target that I'm looking for. The 618, 69 is also up there. That's a 400% growth. That's a 5x. Okay. 786 is on the table, 886 is on the table. Those are less likely. Let's look for that price area around $238 to $304, somewhere around there. I think it's going to happen soon. When I say soon, is it going to happen this week? Maybe, maybe not. Is it going to happen in April? Maybe, maybe not. I don't. But soon. Broaden your time horizon. Soon doesn't have to mean right now. It can mean within the next 2 months. Okay, soon. And I'd actually be surprised if it didn't happen in March. Right? If not by the end of this month of February, sometime in March is kind of when I'm thinking this breakout's going to happen, and it's going to be phenomenal. But this is Compound. This is why I like it. Compound's a finance token. It's a DeFi token. You can borrow money, lend money, all loan money. I guess, yeah, that's all the same stuff with Compound. It's a pretty interesting coin. If we look at a coin this isn't one that I'm interested in investing in personally, but if we look at one that's similar to Compound, it's Aave. I think it has a bigger market cap. It's also in its accumulation range, kind of looking like it wants to break out. It probably will too. When you see this coin break out or Compound break out, you'll probably see them move together. That's the main reason I'm talking about it. The next coin I want to talk about is Mana, Decentraland. I made a video on this yesterday. Talking about Mana, you can see I've got this price projection all the way up here. It very well could go there and higher. That, if you're reading it right, that is a 169.2x. It's 16,827%, but that's a 169x is what that would be from its current price, basically. Yeah, essentially from its current price. Yeah, quite literally. But I think Mana has a lot of ground to gain as well. It's also like Compound. It's in its accumulation range, very noticeable accumulation range, right? You're not toward the top of it, though. You do look like you've had this like little consolidation phase right here, and you do look like you're breaking up. You'll be at the top of it when you're like over here, right in this area. But you've got this nice kind of like boot shape, shoe shape, whatever, right there, right? It's like an Adam and Eve almost. It's kind of weird, but it is a sort of like double bottom. These moves are very powerful. When it breaks out, whenever it does break this zone right here, you're going to see a move. And you're at 50 cents right now, right? A cent, or 49 cents, 50 cents, whatever. When you break 84 cents, you're going to see that powerful move that's going to take you above $3, above $2, right? Something like that, maybe even higher. It could be the move that sends you up to new all-time highs in itself. When this thing likes to move, you can move 271% in a month, no problem. Or actually, that was a week. I'm sorry, in a week. Your 382 is also right in line with this kind of breakout zone. So when that happens, I would expect at least $1.85 to $2.30 would be on the table. You're at about 49 cents now. I'm not saying that when you move up from here, you're just going to go straight there. You're still kind of in the middle of this whole accumulation range, right? It could happen, but generally you move more toward the top, consolidate a little more, and then you break up. But I mean, more or less, that is kind of like a straight line, isn't it? Up to this area, $1.85 to $2.30 and beyond. I do believe that Mana likes its 1886 extension, which from top to bottom here is at the bottom, something like that. The 1886 is all the way at $90. Okay, Mana is at 49 cents right now. I very, very, very much believe that Mana will see a price that is 100x or more from its current price. 100x, by the way, from 49 cents would be $49. I've got price targets for $90, $100, even more than that is possible. If we look at Mana on here, Mana is an OG token too, by the way. It's been around since 2017, I believe, or 2018. Maybe before that. Let's find out right now, actually. Max. 2017, October 2017. It's the very first metaverse token that we've seen in crypto. Okay, it's not the most popular coin out there, but a lot of people know about Mana, right? I feel like it's a little bit slept on. It is a metaverse token. I think metaverse tokens have their role, have their niche in crypto. And if there's anything that I've learned from niches in crypto is that the OGs seem to do well. The OG smart contract niche, Ethereum, does really well, right? The OG banking coin, XRP, right? It's a top coin. The OG exchange coin, BNB, Binance, really good, right? Top tier out of all the exchange coins. The OG meme coin, Dogecoin. The OG privacy coin, XMR, right? All these coins have maintained very high market caps, and in their niche, are they the best technologies? Do they have the best technologies backing their coins or their blockchains? No, there's new ones that come out with better tech all the time, but they don't have the same fundamentals. They don't have the same prospects bringing it up. They don't have the same popularity. You can have something. I was having a discussion with one of my friends the other day, actually. You can have something that doesn't work as good as something else, but if it's more popular, people will still use it more, right? It's just how it is. And inevitably, as time goes on, you would assume that the more optimal thing would take over, but it all depends on adoption. It all depends on the better product can lose if it doesn't see the right marketing, if it doesn't see the right adoption. It really can lose. That's why there's all these cryptos that have better tech that people put their lives into, their life savings into, and they go to zero and they're like, what the hell, this is like the better coin. I thought this was a good coin. It can be a good coin, but if it doesn't have the right marketing or good adoption, you can be screwed. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. What I'm trying to talk about is the potential here. You're at $905 million, okay? A 100x, let's just do it like this, right? A 100x from here, which would be at about $50, right, would put you at a, is that $90 billion market cap, a $90 billion market cap, yeah. Right. Is that right? Yes. A 200x would put you at about a $180 billion market cap. And you could see this thing. I very much do think that Decentraland could be worth multiple hundreds of billions of dollars by the end of this bull cycle. I really do. I know that's a lot. It's already a lot, being worth like potentially $10 billion or $20 billion, $40 billion. It has seen a market cap of, what is it? $6.5 billion at its last high. The reason I think that we can see that is it's an OG coin. It's not just an OG coin in crypto, being around since 2017, but actually, yeah, 2017. This isn't the oldest chart. Sorry, this is the oldest chart. Not only is it old, but it's got a very bullish trajectory. There's not many coins that have been around this long that look this good, man. New highs, significantly higher highs, right? You checked back, your support area is literally at your previous resistance area, okay? And it's got its own niche, man. It's like the granddaddy, the Mac Daddy of the metaverse space. And maybe some people think Sandbox is one of those. Sandbox, I think, will do well too, but I do like Mana more. They've been around longer. I feel like that's a testament of security. And after all, security does matter in this game. And I do think this is a more secure choice as far as metaverse tokens go, with very immense upside. Another coin that I really like is BlueZell, BLZ USD. I talk about this all the time, right? No secret here. 36 cents right now. Shouldn't be surprised, man. It likes to be volatile. It likes to be stagnant. It just seems to not give it back. Like if it goes lower, you're not going to get a lower low. You might consolidate and move lower, but you're not going to go lower than these lows before. I doubt we go lower than these lows here. Every other coin, every other stock in the world by now would have seen a 382 pullback from this range, but it didn't even hit the 236 from here, but it didn't from here. I'm not expecting it to. I don't think it'll pull back, but I do think BlueZell has a lot going for it. It's a gaming token. BlueZell uses gaming data storage on the blockchain. Whenever it first came out, I don't know if they transitioned, but I believe it was just data storage on the blockchain. They might have transitioned to specifically gaming, or maybe they were always gaming and I don't remember correctly. But BlueZell's been around for a long time too, man. It's been around since 2018. I think 2017 even. Maybe it was just released in 2018, but they probably worked on it beforehand. It's not the greatest looking chart in all of crypto, but there are some great things going on about this chart, and I talk about this all the time in my videos, and I'll go over it now. But for one, being around for this long for two bear markets. Your first bear market was intense. Your very first time ever being in crypto, being available to the free markets, you got eaten alive. A lot of volume came in at the bottom, though. You had a very nice bull run. You didn't see new highs, but your next bear market was dramatically more tame. Not only was it more tame, but you found higher lows. You got nice structure, a lot less volume. But why is that? Because this chart is the USD chart on Binance. All the volume went to the USDT chart. And I'll show you guys. The most volume that we saw on this chart for BlueZell, you can see the green number over here, okay? It says 1.34 billion. This was coming out of the lows, the all-time lows. 1.34 billion tokens in that month, okay? We go to BlueZell USDT on Binance. Same thing, bigger volume. You can see that most of the volume came out here, and that was not 1.34, that was 7.986, okay? Which is like 5 times the volume. essentially. Okay, we're seeing 5 times the volume. Go back to the previous one with all the history at higher prices. That means not only is it higher volume in Blue Zell tokens, but it's higher volume in overall US dollar denominations as well in this area. We've seen very high volume coming out of the lows of this market cycle. We've seen the most volume we've ever seen coming out of the lows of this market cycle. I do think we're going to see new all-time highs. I would treat this whole existence of the chart kind of like a grand accumulation phase, and when that pops, it's going to be glorious. I should say when the roof gives, it's going to be great. We're at 36.7 cents right now, around 36 cents. Not every exchange is the same, but if we take the all-time high to the all-time low for what we have, the minimum target would be at $3.84. The maximum expected target would be at $22.21. I very much do believe that, like Mana, Blue Zell has the potential to see a $100 price, and even more so because it's got a lower market cap, a lot lower of a market cap. Blue Zell being worth 156, almost 100, let's call it 156.6, whatever, 156 million. If it were to go to $100 from here, that would be a 269x, okay? 269x, Google calculator. 269 times, what was it, 156.6. That'd be a $42 billion market cap. Okay, 42 is a high number, 42 billion. And I know it says 42,000 here, but I'm dealing, these would be millions. That's 125 million. I did the multiplication that way. Trust me, it's $42.1 billion. It's a high market cap, but it's absolutely an achievable market cap, especially for a coin that's been around for 2 bear markets already, that's seeing more volume than it's ever seen in its whole existence, right? By a large degree, at higher prices, forming higher lows, doing things that most cryptos that have been in multiple bear markets, they don't see higher lows, man. They don't. And not only that, but it might not be something that everybody's talking about. A lot of people do know about it. It is somewhat of an OG coin. It's not completely like officially an OG coin, but it's been moving up, man. It hasn't given any. It's been so strong. It's defying gravity. And if, by the grace of whatever entity's name you want to insert here, man, by the grace of whatever, if it pulls back to its 382, a common fib retracement, you best believe I'm going to be buying there. I've already bought a decent bit. I'm not planning on adding more unless we see a significant pullback. I am going to be stubborn with this, but I'm also happy with that because if it does what I think it's going to do from its current prices, I'm going to make a killing with what I got. Okay, I'm going to be just fine with that. I'm going to be happy with that. I think with this coin, because it does like to defy gravity, there's nothing wrong with DCAing. Again, none of this is financial advice, but like dollar cost averaging, DCA, dollar cost average, as in like buy here, right? Next week it's down here, buy here. Next week it's up here, buy here. Next week it goes all the way down here, buy here. Just buy it on a weekly basis, something like that, because it's really hard. I feel like a lot of people are waiting for lower lows to come, and they just might not come, man. They really might not. This thing could go all the way up to $1.40 before it sees some kind of significant pullback, okay? And that significant pullback might take us to prices that are still higher than this. So it's in my opinion, with the kind of potential this thing has, it's more risky to be out of it than it is to be in it. Another thing to mention is if it comes down, do not panic sell. If you're going to buy here, have the real conversation with yourself that, okay, I'm not going to put 100% of my money in this thing because it's at 36 cents. It could pull back 50% from here. I'm not going to put 100% of my money in this thing, but I'll put a little bit to have exposure. Next week, if it's still up here, I'll put a little bit more in there. But I'm not going to put all my money in it. I'll save some of a reserve in case it goes down here. That way I'm not in a position where I'm going to be like, oh, damn, I need to sell. I need to panic sell and feed the whales. Don't feed the whales. That's what my... If we go, where's the Discord here? If you see me, that's my sign. It's a don't feed the whales for a reason, okay? We don't feed the whales. Don't panic sell down here. Be like the whales and buy the dips, buy the lows. Because if that happens, it's going to be a prime buying opportunity. It's going to be phenomenal. It's not a good selling opportunity, right? And even here, this is not a good selling opportunity because we don't know what it's going to do. But I do inevitably believe that Blue Zell will pull a 100x, which would at least be $36 from this current price. if not a 200x. If not, it could pull a 300x, man. It's got that kind of market cap flexibility, but we'll see. We'll see when it's all said and done. I have very high hopes for this. It's a gaming token, specifically gaming storage, which on the blockchain, I think that's like the first step, or one of the first steps. There's a lot that goes on with that, but and again, I'm not totally knowledgeable. I say again, this is the first time I've said this. I do that a lot. I'm not totally knowledgeable in the realm of gaming. I am a gamer myself. I love video games, but I would assume that if you're going to upload things to the blockchain, you're going to have it like that. You're going to need good storage-based systems that are involved with that know what they're doing. And this is one of those OG things that's been doing that for a while. So could definitely be in that. If you're looking for another one that's kind of in the same niche, around the same market cap, even Storage A, very similar ideas there, right? That's another good coin to look at. But I'm not going to go into that. That one I do hold, but I hold a little bit less of. If I was to put money in either of them, I wouldn't even diversify it. I'd probably just put it all in Blue Zell personally, out of the two. But not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I keep looking at my list, and I'm just doing it off the top of my head, man. The next one I want to talk about is a very low cap coin. And this one I've been hesitant to talk about, but it's kind of been proving itself to me lately, so I do want to talk about it. But I've talked about it before. Somebody requested it. I forget who it was, but I've looked into it a little bit. It seems legit. Seeming legit could mean that it's not. I do not plan on putting a large amount of money in this thing at all, because it has very huge potential, okay? This is one of those coins that if you wanted to get in early, before it's even on a major exchange, you wanted to get in before it's at a $10 million market cap, you want to get in on a low cap coin that has serious potential, this is one of those coins, in my opinion. And it's called the Unfettered Souls. The Unfettered Souls. It's up 18.56% today, sure. I was looking to buy, and I actually missed my opportunity to buy. It might be just like Blue Zell for me. It might be one of those that I just DCA into instead of looking to buy the low. If we look at this on a weekly perspective, for what it's worth, we take is it the relative low? Yes, the relative low to the relative high. A very bullish and very common maneuver with the 382s. With the Fibonacci retracement tool, is on a strong move up, which undeniably that's a strong move up. You moved up 185% in 1 week. The next week, like 2 weeks later, you moved up another 100%. You moved up a lot in a very short amount of time. A very common maneuver with strong moves is to find support on the 382 and then continue to build higher. And this looks like that's exactly what it's doing. So this thing, I very much do believe, wants to see something in the realm of like what it just did, right? From this low to this high, almost a 900% growth. I mean, from that low there, I would think it does want to see something like that. You're at 1 cent now. It's probably in the short term going to see a move that takes you all the way up to 5 cents. And I think it's going to go a hell of a lot higher than that over the cycle. But that remains to be seen. If we look at it on CoinGecko, it's called the Unfettered Ecosystem. You can only buy this on decentralized exchanges. So if you don't know how to use them, that might be an issue, and that's okay. You know, if you can look it up on YouTube. There's other people that do stuff like that. I'm not going to show you guys how to do it on this video. I might make a video like that later when I buy some, but for now, no. $5 million, very low market cap. With this, same thing as Blue Zell. You never know when it could pull, especially on low cap coins like this. You never know when it could come all the way back down to here, okay? Because it's also very common to see a 618 retracement, which would actually be lower than that even. From the current price, that would be a 70% drop. So if you're going to put money in here, make sure it's money you don't care about. Make sure you tell yourself, oh, it could drop 70%. It could gain a lot. Being worth $5 million, if it was to hit a $500 million market cap, that's a 100x. And if this thing gains relevancy, if it gains popularity, if it gains adoption, you could see it being worth $5 billion or more. If 500 million is 100x, 5 billion is a 1000x. You do not need a lot of money invested in something like this in order to make a lot of money, right? 1000x on $1,000 would be $1 million, okay? And I'm not saying that that's going to happen. Again, that would be roughly like a $5 billion market cap from a $5 million market cap. We have those coins that do that in every cycle. It's a very small amount. Is this one of them? Odds are probably not, but I really do like it. I really do like it. And even at like a conservative basis, seeing a 100x or a multi-100x in this thing, absolutely possible. Even less than that, you can see a 30x, 40x, 50x. You don't know. That's why you don't put a lot of money. The upside potential is really there, but that's why you don't put a lot of money, because the risk side is also really there as well. So a little bit of money can turn into a lot of money. I plan on putting a little bit of money into this thing. If it proves itself more on greater pullbacks, I might rotate profits from other coins into it, but that remains to be seen. We'll see how it goes. For now, I am looking for a point to get in. I might just buy price action be damned if it goes up or down. I'm not too convinced that it wants to continue just yet upwards. This is a really nice look on the fib scale, but it does look somewhat like a double top. You could see a move that takes you all the way down to your 618 still. So I kind of want to see what it does. I might buy above this high, and if I have to, I will. But I'm not completely convinced yet. So let's just see how time goes. It might not hurt to buy it here. It really might not, but I really don't know. RSIs aren't giving me anything. Yeah, nothing at all. The daily RSI actually looks pretty good. Weekly RSI also looks good, but not a lot of volume. That's another thing. There's not a lot of volume. I'd like to see even that. It's really not a lot of volume for the market cap of this thing. But enough about Souls. I talked about Compound, Mana, Blue Zell, Souls. Souls is a gaming token. They make their own game. The Unfettered ecosystem is a video game. So check that out if you'd like to. Looks like good quality graphics, but you never know too, man. Again, why you put a small amount of money that you're okay with losing. You never know when these things are rug pulls. It's existed for a very small amount of time, right? Since 2023. Since not even a year from now. Not even a year ago. So you never know when a scam or a rug pull could happen. Maybe it's a legit project, but they have somebody who's aware of a flaw in their design and they exploit it, and that just tanks the system. It happens every year. It could happen to this one, and that's why you don't put large amounts of money in something unless you're like certain of it. And how can you be certain of this? It hasn't stood the test of time yet. So anyways, that's just my opinion. But looking back, let's see, what's another good one? Oh yeah, Bitcoin Cash, man. I love Bitcoin Cash. It's one of my favorites, one of my absolute favorite coins. A lot of people, this is going to burn your ears, but I do think it's the better Bitcoin. I do. As far as is it the real Bitcoin or not, I think BTC is the real Bitcoin. I can see the argument for why Bitcoin Cash is more in line with the real Bitcoin's ideals. I can see that. I'm not arguing any of that. But to me, the real Bitcoin it's up for debate technically, sure, whatever, and we'll get into that. But it's probably the one that most people agree with is the real Bitcoin, And that could be wrong from a contrarian point of view, but most people believe BTC is Bitcoin. There are some people who believe BCH is Bitcoin, but a lot of people have let that go and they just call it BCH now. A lot of people in crypto, they assume that this is Bitcoin, right? Here it is, Bitcoin going up, right? This is its timeline. I'm just doing it like this so you can see it. Maybe it's like this. This is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash is this. It branched off. Bitcoin's going and it's river. Bitcoin Cash is a stream, right? But that's not how it is at all. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash were the exact same thing. It was a hard fork, which means when Bitcoin Cash was created, essentially Bitcoin 2, also BTC, was created. They were both the same thing before. They were both BTC, and then they split. Because the name BTC remained with the popular side and then BCH was with the unpopular side, that makes it seem like instead of it being an even split, BCH like branched off its own and Bitcoin kept going. That's not how it is at all. They very much have the exact same history. Technically, Bitcoin Cash's history is the same as BTC's history up until the day of the hard fork. Literally, that's how it is. So it's not a scam, man. A lot of people assume Bitcoin Cash is a scam. It's not a scam. It is the better Bitcoin. I don't know if it is the real Bitcoin. That's a different topic for a different time, I suppose. But I've given you my reasons on that. Why I don't think that it's like a pretend or a poser Bitcoin. It very much they had the same beginning. They literally just branched off each other. The more popular one kept the name, kept the timeline, the lineage, kept the market cap value too. But Bitcoin Cash, man, I think it's at a turning point. I think it's at a critical turning point. It's doing things that it's never done before. I think we can see that on the weekly RSI here. Out of its all-time history, the strongest move, barely, it's almost as strong as this, but technically a little bit higher. It's a little bit higher, a little bit stronger. Strongest move we've ever seen was coming out of this very solid, very tight accumulation range that we were in for like a year, like to the day, a year. Very strong move. We're flagging out. I think it's just a matter of time before this thing moves higher. Bitcoin Cash being worth 263 right now could see an 80x, a 100x, maybe something higher, maybe something lower, but the minimum target that I'm giving it for this bull cycle is at $13,000. The maximum kind of expectation that I have personally is at $23,200. Okay, you rejected your 382, found support at your 236. It looks so good already. Very nice volume, very strong move. If we go to the BCH versus BTC chart right here on Binance, sure. You can see that from this last significant move that we had here before the move that we had right there, we found support at the 1618, the golden extension zone. We're potentially finding support at the 1414 right now, getting some constructive behavior in the fibs. We'll see how it goes. But also in line with that, this is the first time ever in Bitcoin Cash's history versus Bitcoin that we've seen it above the 123 moving average. It didn't exist back here, but I think it's safe to assume, if we kind of continued this in like a straight line, something like that, I'll even like try to curve it down a little bit. Like you wouldn't hit it. You can see how I curved it down, right? Like you didn't even hit it. You weren't above it. This is the first time we've been above it, right? Again, also on this chart showing some of the strongest readings that we've seen. Actually, the strongest readings by far that we've seen on this thing's history. I like the hold on the 88, or sorry, not the 886, the autopilot, man. On the oversold zone, I like that hold of support there. We are in a downtrend in the RSI, but technically speaking, it is also in an uptrend, having these higher lows as well and higher highs. So inevitably, I do think BCH versus BTC will continue to trend up. I think that exactly as I was saying in the beginning of this segment of the video, that I think BCH is at a turning point. We're holding support here at the 61869. If this is to give, we likely will find support over here, still forming a higher low. Guys, that'll be the first time in Bitcoin Cash's history versus Bitcoin, and I'm assuming right now, we don't have it yet, that we hold a higher low, and then if we form a higher high, we form a higher low and a higher high, and I think we're going to. I think Bitcoin Cash by the end of this cycle will be worth at some point, not at the end of the cycle, but at some point in the cycle, it could be worth as much as 10% of one Bitcoin. 10%. It's worth 0.005 right now. 10% being all the way up here. Okay, I don't think it's going to see new all-time highs on this chart. But I do think you're overdue for a very nice move up, and I think it's going to see some really good results. If we take the all-time high to the all-time low here, 61869 right there, 6.88% to 9.7%. So maybe not 10%, but pretty damn close to it. If not, still substantial growth based on a percentage basis versus Bitcoin. And from then on, I really do think that might be the all-time low forevermore. I don't think that Bitcoin Cash is going to lose value against Bitcoin in that respect ever again. That doesn't mean that it's just going to be a straight terror from here for Bitcoin, but I do think over time it'll get closer to Bitcoin cycle to cycle percentage-wise. But still, even if it grew from like 10% to 20% cycle over cycle, and then like 30%, like that's still a significant difference. That's a significant difference from Bitcoin's price. I hope that makes sense, man. I'm losing my train of thought here. But Bitcoin Cash, good. Bitcoin Cash, very good. Much more Bitcoin Cash. I don't know. It's me trying to sound silly, I suppose. I don't know, man. I like Bitcoin Cash. It's probably going up. I do think that it's going to break out soon, and we're going to see a phenomenal move just like this. It's going to be the phase 2 of this. It might not take 2 weeks like it did last time. It might take 2 months, but inevitably I think we're going to see a move that takes us up to this $900 to $1,000 area potentially. Let's see. Is that right? I might take that. I might redact that, scratch that. Let's see. 534 to 660, somewhere around there. Potentially, sure, we could go up to 875 or $1,100, something like that could happen, but and inevitably we will go higher. But just this immediate breakout move, I'd look for that 61869 area personally. That's Bitcoin Cash. Let's finish this bad boy up with a good old boy, Dogecoin. I love Dogecoin, man. I think it's going to do very well. Out of all of them, it's the last coin because of two reasons. One, out of every coin we've talked about, I think it stands to gain the least percentage-wise in market cap growth, okay? It'll probably have the highest market cap by the end of this bull cycle, maybe. Bitcoin Cash might have a higher market cap, it's possible. I mean, Mana could have a higher market cap, actually. Hard to say, but it's going to definitely see some high market cap values, multi-$100 billion market cap values. I say definitely. I'm assuming that it will, but it's not going to happen until later in the cycle. That's kind of my theory on this. And I've had a lot of people say, don't miss out on it, man. It's going to pump up now. We had the Ferrari news, right? Ferrari is accepting Dogecoin payments for U.S. Ferraris or paraphernalia. What is it? Let's look it up right now. Hold on. Ferrari. Or is it Lamborghini? I'm pretty sure it's Ferrari. Adds Dogecoin to lists of accepted crypto payments. Yeah, 19 hours ago. Look at all the bullish news. It's like Dogecoin sees price hike. Yeah. Price hike my ass. Look at this week. It's down. It popped and then it came back down 19 hours ago, man. That wasn't even a day ago. And not even a day ago you were turning around. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is that was good news that came out by the news, or by the hype, sell the news. That was good news that came out. We're not getting bullish follow through. I very much do think Dogecoin's going to move down in the more immediate term. I think it's going to move to potentially, and I do think below 8 cents, but probably even below 7 cents is on the table. I'm just waiting for that. But I'm probably not going to go hard. I'm not going to go ham in Dogecoin at these prices, or at these prices whenever it goes. It'll likely go below this low. I'm not going to go too hard on. I'm going to put a little bit of money, because I think Dogecoin will be very boring for most of the cycle, and then at the very end of the cycle, it's gonna take off and do well. And if that means that I have to miss putting a ton of my capital, because I very much do believe Dogecoin will see new all-time highs and phenomenal new all-time highs at that. If that means I have to miss buying down here and instead I have to buy up here, I will happily do that, because the money that I plan on using to buy up here, well, I guess it wouldn't be that far out. It would be more like over here. That'll hopefully come from gains from other coins. I will cycle gains from other coins into this. I'm not going to just sell all my coins for Dogecoin, but maybe 10 or 20% of each coin and put it into Dogecoin, something like that. I'm still, that's a years away from now, so I'm still kind of deciding that, figuring that out. But we'll go over the all-time high price that I think Dogecoin is going to achieve by the end of the cycle, and then we'll go over why I think it's going to happen toward the end of the cycle and not right now or anytime soon. Okay. About a year's away, maybe at the most, or at the least, like 6 to 8 months. I think there's time to invest in Dogecoin, is what I'm saying. Use that time to make money elsewhere, rotate it into Dogecoin when it's a little bit higher. If there's other coins that could do a 10x in that time, a 5x in that time, and this thing is doing a 2 or 3x, well, good, you made more money than you could have holding this thing, and then you can just rotate that extra funds into this. That's my whole theory. Anyways, top to bottom, all-time high to low, current cycle low. The minimum target would be at $1.60, okay? $1.60. The maximum target is at $4.13 at the 1618. Now, most of the time, whenever I see stuff like this, that's ridiculous. That would give Dogecoin like a over $600 billion market cap. Most of the time when I see that, I discount that. And I'm like, we're not going to do that. I would keep it to the 1414 or the 1272. And I think if I was a betting man, and I am, I would bet a lot of people that we're going to see these prices. Probably above $2. I think even above $3. But betting that we're going to go above $4, I wouldn't bet that it's going to happen, but I wouldn't bet that it's not going to happen either. I'm not 100% on it, but I'm definitely not 0% on it, or even at 50%. I'd say 50-50, man. It could, it couldn't. I really don't know. And I'm not saying it has a 50% chance to go there. I'm just saying in my head that's kind of how I'm looking at it, I guess. That would be a very high market cap. And I know there's going to be some of you who are going to think immediately the same old narrative that everybody in the YouTube space is saying right now, which is that Dogecoin prints off 15 million or 14 million coins a day. It's inflationary. It's only going to go down, or if it goes up, it's not going to see that much. I don't think it's going to see a new all-time high. You guys, I had one guy. He made a video, man. He was talking about how for Dogecoin to see its all-time high again, it would have to achieve insanely higher market cap values. Let's go over that right now, real quick. Doge. Can we get a Doge? We can't get a Doge. We're gonna get a Doge. Just give me a second here. Just a moment, as they say. Doge. Man, what was I doing? I can't remember what I was just doing. Oh, come on. Come on, that's so anticlimactic, man. The refresh got me a little bit. Oh yeah, the market cap. Okay, I remember now. I remember. Let's do this. It might be more obvious on this, actually, because we can get the actual high, not the closing high. Doge crypto cap. There we go. The high of the market cap was at 43 point. No, sorry, that was the open. $98.47 billion. $98.47 billion. Remember that, okay? 98.47. From the current price, let's do that. Let's go Google Calculator again. Would I do it? How would I go about it? 98.47 billion divided by 12.19. So it would have to do a 7.75x. Okay, 7.75x. I definitely did that math, or did I not do that math wrong? I definitely did that math wrong. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Or is the market cap? That doesn't make any sense. I definitely did the math wrong. Damn. Okay, how about this? Essentially, we could do it this way. 7, that would actually be an 8x, right? Oh, okay, I didn't do it wrong. Okay, there we go. That's a 7.75x. Okay, 7.75x. This is an 8x. It's 700%. That's why it threw me off. And why is it an 8x? Because 100% is a 2x. 100% growth is a 2x. So you take away 100% always to get your actual x. So instead of it being a 7.75x, it would be an 8.08x. Let's do that. Let's do this. Minus 8.08. I guess it would have been the other way around. Damn it. 8.08 minus 7.75. 0.33. I thought it would be the same backwards. I don't remember. Yeah, it was. Kind of, yeah. That's not really that big of a difference is all I'm trying to get to, man. I'm getting all caught up in this. It's the end of the day, man. I'm getting caught up. I've got excuses is what I've really got. But that's not that big of a difference. It's really not a huge difference. 33% more. I mean, that is a little bit, but there are some, guys, there are some cryptos where to see their all-time high in market cap valuation, to see their all-time high in prices, that would like 5x their previous all-time highs in market cap valuation. This is only doing a 0.33x, right? It's not even a 2x or anything like that, right? So still pretty significant. Dogecoin will inevitably, what got me on this whole tangent is that Dogecoin will inevitably print more coins every day, but it's been doing that for its whole existence, you guys. Whole entire existence. What else has it been doing its whole entire existence? It's been moving up. It's been moving up and up, higher lows and higher highs. Find me a chart in crypto that's more bullish. Act like this isn't Dogecoin. Act like this is just a chart. Look at it for what it is. It's one of the most bullish charts in crypto, absolutely by far. In my genuine opinion, nothing looks this good that's been around for this long, other than like Bitcoin, right? And Ethereum. Nothing looks this good, and it looks so perfect, man. Accumulation phase, run. Accumulation phase, run. Accumulation phase, we're gonna run. We're gonna run hard, man. And here's where I end it by talking about why I think Dogecoin will run at the end of the bull market. It's because that's what it's done before. why I think the $4 price is possible. We broke through the 1618, all-time high to all-time low, broke through it on the very first cycle, bull cycle right there. Next all-time high to cycle low, we broke through the 1618 yet again. We demolished it, went all the way up to the 2272 actually. From the next cycle high to the current cycle low, if we were to break the 1618 again, 394, but we would break it as we've broken it the last 2 times, that'd put us above $4, okay? We've done this kind of growth before. It can absolutely happen again. It would be a smaller growth than this on a percentage basis, but doesn't need to be the same. So here's why, and we're using Bittrex. This chart actually doesn't exist anymore. It stopped existing in December, but it's got the most historical data that we have, so I think for this part of the video it's useful. Okay, so BTC now. BTC, we're going to compare it on the index, new price scale. Yes, I want to do that. I want to make this logarithmic. I want to change it into candles, because I can. And I think it's obvious, right? It should be pretty obvious which one's Bitcoin and which one's Dogecoin, right? Right, should be obvious. Faded Bitcoin, not faded Dogecoin. Bitcoin prices are over here, Dogecoin prices are over here. Bitcoin is not worth $14, it's worth $50,000, right? That's, anyways, let's see. Right, this is what I was doing. So anytime that Dogecoin has started to move up out of its accumulation range, we're going to go ahead and put vertical lines there. It was this month, okay, that month there. It was technically this month, but we can put a line. I'm not going to put it on this month, but we can put it on the month before or after. Man. Okay, right there. Now, what I want to do is, since that's when Dogecoin started moving up, breaking out, right? Let's take, on the Bitcoin chart now, from here to when the all-time high was. That was 9 bars, 9 months, 9 months. It was from here to the all-time high. That was 11 bars, 11 months. Arguably, sure, you could have said 4 bars, maybe. You know, you could have said that too, but I would think 11 bars. Because that is the actual all-time high. So 11 bars, 9 bars, 11 bars. Now we're going to measure how long. I just want to write that down real quick. Okay, we got 9 here. We've got 11 here. All right. Whatever. That's a really bad. We're going to redraw the 11. 11. Okay. Now, if we take these, take the little lines away. Okay, because we know what those numbers are for, right? That's how many months it took Dogecoin before it, or after it broke out to where it topped. That's how long it took, right? Or no, not to where it topped. I'm sorry. That's when it broke out to when the market ended. That's how long it took for Bitcoin. Technically, actually, the number that I was just talking about, that actually might be important too. That was 10 bars, and then for this one over here, that would have been based off the same thing. That would have been 5 bars. Okay, but nonetheless, this is in relevance to Bitcoin because it's the bull cycle that we're trying to talk about. This cycle arguably started at the cycle lows right here, the double bottom. I would say it didn't start here, it started here. I feel like it's noticeable, right? 9 bars left in the cycle out of 28 bars. Okay, so you had 28, right? And then you only took 9 bars out of that 28 to make that move up there. Oh man, I thought I was on mute. I was about to get so sad, you guys. This is a long video. Some people could debate that it was this bar that we started our bull market. Others, like myself, would debate it's this bar where our cycle low was, where we started forming higher lows, we stopped moving down. That to me is the noticeable bull market start. It's a bit different looking, but still that's the bull market start in my opinion. That was 35 bars. So 35 bars. Out of that 35 bars, we had 11 that we took. The remaining 11, and in that actually it was only 5 bars, 6 bars that we actually moved up, right? All I'm trying to say is that if you take 35 minus 11, that would give us 24, right? And then you do 35 divided by 24, that is technically greater than 66% of the bull market. That's greater than 2/3 of the bull market. You take 28 minus 9, you get 19. 19 divided by 28 would also be greater than It'd be really close to 66%. It'd be really close to 2/3. But nonetheless, 2/3 or more is what we've seen in both of the previous cycles for Dogecoin to really start turning up. Until then, it's boring. It's not bearish. It's boring. Dogecoin. Let's get rid of Bitcoin. I hope that all makes sense, because it took a lot for my brain to focus and get all those words out. But I promise you, it makes sense if you listen. Might be a lot to listen to because there's a lot of numbers, but I promise you, it makes sense. Dogecoin did, by the time it broke out from its low point to the place that like it really started to break out. Let's call it like where it actually broke out would have been here, right? Let's put it from the high, relatively speaking. That was a 200% increase. You would have had to buy it 200% higher than you did at the low if you caught the low. But you also had from May of 2015 until January of 2017 to make a purchase on this thing, right? And get purchases in other coins that go up way more than that in that amount of time, and then cycle them into here. Because the 200% growth in that amount of time, that's not anything in crypto, especially in that amount of time. From the last cycle low to when you started to move up, arguably I'd say here or here, you know, maybe you caught it at a 166% difference from there. From this low, maybe by the time we find our area that we're going to break out from and move higher, maybe we're at 15.3 cents. All this to say, I am going to buy Dogecoin below 8 cents, below 7 cents. I'm going to buy some, but not a lot. I'm going to save the big bag for Dogecoin as the like everything else right now that I'm doing in crypto. Let's make it a metaphor. These are rockets from Earth, okay? We're sending the rockets up to space. And in space is this grand mothership that's going to take us out of the galaxy, right? These rockets could take us to other planets in the solar system, but this mothership's going to take us far beyond, and that's Dogecoin. And all those rockets got to dock at some point on Dogecoin when it's time later in the cycle. They're going to have their launch first, but Dogecoin's just waiting up there, man, waiting for you to load, get up aboard, and then boom, it's going to take you out of this solar system, man. It's going to take you far, far beyond. So 15 cents, 20 cents even, might be significantly higher than we are now. Those are gains that nobody wants to miss out on. But if you can make way sicker gains than that in the next who knows how long of amount of time, I'm assuming that it's going to be somewhere in November of this year to January of next year that we start to see Dogecoin break out. And I'm not going to go over that in this video, but I've gone over it enough times in other videos. You can scroll through my videos and find out for yourself why I think that. But I think Dogecoin is going to do really well. I really do. From the current price, that's a little bit above the current price, but whatever. That would just make this more conservative. If you saw a $2.32 price, I'm pretty sure that's your 1414. It's like right around there, yeah. You would see a 25x. Okay, 25x. And that would probably happen again in like 5 to 9 months, in a very short amount of time, right? If it goes up to $3, which I very much think it will, that's a 33x. And if you break $4, that's a 44x from the current price. If it goes up to 15, if you buy it above 15 cents, even at 17 cents, let's say, that's still a 22x. All the way at about 230, right, where the kind of minimum expectation for myself is, that would be still like a 13x, right? And if you take everything that you're making gains on from now until like the very end of the not the very end, but like the last third of the cycle, and you float some, not all of them, but just some of those gains into Dogecoin, which hasn't taken off, and you give it a 12 or 13x, 14x bump, if not maybe a 30x, 40x bump, you're going to kill it, man. You're really going to kill it. And I plan on killing it. That's what I plan on doing with my stuff. But, man, I've gone on so much. This video has gone on for a very long time. I didn't mean for it to, but that's what you get for requesting me to talk about coins that I'm personally interested in. This is not by any means every coin that I've invested in. It's not all my favorite coins. There are other coins that I have significant amount of money in that I think are good as well. Jesus Coin's one of them. I didn't show Jesus Coin any love. But Jesus Coin, man, I'm kind of taking a leap of faith on this one, if you will. I do like the community. I do think it'll do well. It's made me some decent money. But you know, maybe it's not worth talking about. I don't know. It's not on any major exchanges. And that in my opinion is one thing that it has going for it beyond everything else that it has going for it. But I do think this thing could see a $1 billion market cap, a higher than that, $15 billion. Who knows how high of a market cap. It's a meme coin. It's a Jesus coin. It's a very legit community, a very legitimate project. The people in this community, they take it seriously, man. They really do. And I mean, everybody in crypto communities take it seriously, but the structure, in my opinion, for what it is, very short existence, is bullish. Higher lows, higher highs. I do think it stands to gain a lot, but to me, this is still more of a gamble. Like Sol's, right? It's still more of a gamble. It's a very low cap coin, but this is significantly higher than Sol's market cap. But I also think it's going to go lower from here before it goes higher. But this is another coin that I do, I guess, covet. But that's all I got, guys. So if you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you. I will see you on the next one. Those are my top 5 or 6 or 4, however many coins I talked about. Those are my top coins. If I talk to people in the real world, talk to them in real life, these are the coins that I talk about. These are the coins that I'm like, you guys should get into these coins. And none of what I say is financial advice. I let everybody know, like my situation, I'm not a financial advisor or any of that, right? But this is just my genuine opinions. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. And with that, I leave you. So take care. Bye-bye. See you on the next one.